Good morning, everyone, and how are you? Welcome back to another video with Brooklyn. Today is Tuesday, September 15th, 2020, 6 a.m., and we are going to jump right into the video. We are going to be talking about T.I., the rapper, okay? So this is an official statement. Rapper T.I. admits to participating in fraudulent cryptocurrency scheme. Atlanta-based rapper T.I. and four others have been charged in a fraudulent cryptocurrency operation. According to the Securities and Exchange Commission, T.I. and three others have agreed to settlements to resolve the charges against them. However, Atlanta film producer Ryan Felton, 46, has not agreed to settle the matter with the SEC. In addition, Felton is facing federal criminal charges after an indictment by a federal grand jury, the U.S. Attorney Office announced. The SEC accused T.I., Felton, and three others of promoting unregistered and fraudulent initial coin offerings, reportedly controlled by Felton. Two companies allegedly controlled Felton, Flick, and CoinSpark were also charged by SEC officials, wrote. Okay. It says here, however, Felton allegedly transferred Flick tokens to himself and then reportedly sold them into the open market, reaping Felton an additional 2.2 million in profits, according to the SEC. Okay. Felton misled investors to believe their money would fund two innovative ventures, but instead every penny went to support the suspect's lavish personal lifestyle. And Chris Hacker, special agent in charge of FBI Atlanta, said Chris Hacker, special agent in charge of FBI Atlanta. It is a sad reminder to investors to be very careful where they entrust their money, but also a reminder to anyone motivated by greed that the FBI and other federal partners are committed to holding them accountable for their actions, okay? Additionally, T.I. acknowledged that he offered and sold Flick tokens on his social media account, and T.I. falsely claimed he co-owned Flick. Additionally, T.I. admitted to asking a celebrity friend to promote Flick ICO on social media, and T.I. provided the language for the post, the SEC said. T.I. social media manager William Spark Jr. and two other Atlanta residents, Chance White and Owen Smith, promoted Spark tokens, but they did not sell the public. They were being paid to promote the coin. So they didn't sell it. Okay, White and Smith, they promoted it, but they didn't sell it. Okay, as alleged in the SEC's complaint, Felton victimized investors through material misrepresentation, misappropriation of their funds, and manipulative trading, said Carol M. Welshans, Associated Director in Division of Enforcement. Okay, the SEC required T.I. to pay a $75,000 civil monetary penalty, and T.I. cannot participate in offering of sales, digital assets, securities for at least 5 years. White and Smith each agreed to pay a $25,000 penalty and to conduct base injunctions prohibiting them from participating in the insurance, purchase, offer, or sale of any digital asset security for a period of 5 years, the SEC announced. Okay? Now, this right here was a big time criminal act. You know what I'm saying? But I want to start off by saying this. That's why you can't trust anybody, okay, with your money. If you ever run into a whole heap of money, don't be investing with any old body. Make sure the background is legit. I'm sure people trusted T.I. I'm sure he was the name of it because he's a big time rapper. He has a TV show. He has a famous wife. But my problem is this. They already have like millions and millions and millions of dollars. This $75,000 that T.I. had to pay was like 75 cents to T.I. Why being so greedy? How much more money do you have to have? This man is a multi-millionaire. He has so much money you cannot even count it. His wife has so much money. The houses and cars that they show on television on their show, it's enormous, it's beautiful, it's ridiculous. And then you're stealing from people. The people that they stole from, it did say they were millionaires. They were investing their money to be able to make more money. That don't mean you have a whole lot of money. I have friends who invest money. They're not millionaires. They're trying to make money, to be secure. These people that entrusted this money to these people, they could have been wealthy and they may not have been wealthy. But they stole from these people. These are innocent people that have been stolen from. As far as this situation is concerned, I'm not talking about what they could have done or what they're reaping and what they're sowing. I'm talking about people entrusted their money. They bought these things, these contracts to have cryptocurrency, I guess, for the future or whatever it is. And they were stolen from. How many times T.I. have been busted so many times for fraudulent acts, carrying guns, selling drugs. This man is a multi-millionaire. I'm not understanding. Him and his wife are multi-millionaires. I don't have a computer beside me to do a picture, but T.I. Okay? He's always getting up here on social media talking about, how he wants to be positive and how he wants to back his fellow man and his brothers, and he's tired of this being mistreated and that being mistreated. He turns around. I don't know what his customers were, who they are, but then you turn around, you steal from someone else, and you have money. You know what I'm saying? They did not sell for T.I. They promoted it for him. His friends promoted it for him. T.I. had two of his friends to promote. T.I. social media manager William Sparks Jr. and two other Atlanta residents, Chance White and Owen Smith, promoted Spark tokens, but they did not tell the public they were being paid to promote the coin. SEC officials wrote, okay? So T.I. asked them to do that for him. He asked them to promote Flick, ICO, on social media, okay? And T.I. provided the language. He coached them on what to say to get this product sold, okay? And he offered and sold Flick tokens on social media accounts, okay? This is ridiculous. He admitted, and he was only charged $75,000, to stay out of prison. But he's always breaking the law. If you look back at T.I.'s history, and I'm not holding his past against him, but this man is always committing some kind of crime. Always. He's been to prison several times, and this man is in the limelight. I understand that he come from the hood. I understand that he was raised up that way in the streets. I don't know if he was in a gang or not. That's irrelevant. But what I'm saying is I understand that he has that background like a lot of rappers do. But once you reach a point in your life, whether rich or not, just a certain age, it's time to give up the game and stop running around here trying to be a gangster, being a thief, because this is how you have all this money and you're stealing. He's a thief. T.I. and his friends, his manager, they are thieves. Now, T.I. would be very upset if his manager, William Sparks Jr., stole from him. Because people get mad when the same behavior comes back. When you reap what you sow, then you become angry. You ever notice how your husband or your wife can cheat on you, dog you out, but when you decide that you're going to do it back, they get angry? Now, when this come back on him and somebody steals money from them, then they'll be angry. They will be so angry, they'll be fighting and they'll be in prison because then they want to kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? And it's just ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense to just be thieving all the time. I don't understand it. You got money. It says here, here, a cryptocurrency is a digital or virtual currency that is secured by cryptography, which makes it nearly impossible to counterfeit or double spend. Many cryptocurrencies are decentralized networks based on blockchain technology, a distributed ledger enforced by a disparate, excuse me, a disparate network of computers. Sorry, my tongue is getting twisted. Okay, so it's just a digital or virtual currency designed to work as a medium of exchange. That's what it is. Okay, it's money, but it's something on this computer, and you can't double spend and all this. But evidently, it's valuable, and people are trying to protect their money, so they're wanting to switch over to cryptocurrency, so they don't lose money. Instead, these people invested their money to save their money, and guess what happened? They lost their money. And then you reap what you sow, because then you turn around and then T.I. and all his friends, they lost money. Except for the one who's going to hang out, hold out, and he's not going to pay. He'd rather, I guess, fight it. You're a criminal. You got caught. Okay? You got caught. So he's indicted. His other friend was indicted, and that's going another way. But T.I. and the other two guys, they paid $25,000 apiece, and T.I. paid $75,000. Okay? Well, it's $125,000. That's no money for these men. T.I.'s son probably had that in his sock drawer. He probably just borrowed that from his son. That's no money. So that's why a lot of people keep doing the things they do, because they're not penalized for it. That's not a penalization. I'm sorry. How can you pay and you did a crime? How can cash get you out of paying a crime? This is what I'm saying. I commit a crime, so I pay cash and I'm done. The crime, I done committed the crime, I'm done. So I just go do it again. I do it another way, because he didn't go to prison. $75,000 is no money for this man. For us, me, yes, but for him, that's no money. They're sitting at home, I'm sure, now laughing about it. But at the same time, you reap what you sow. He lost money. You stole money, you lost money. Now you got to give out money. The people that went to you for help, they're trying to make money. You stole their money. You had to turn around and you had to pay money. But that probably is not replacing the money that they stole. How about paying that back? They didn't pay it back to the people. They paid it to the government. What the government? Why you got to pay the government back? You stole from people. You didn't steal from the government. Every time you turn around, the government got their hands. They have to make some kind of money. They have to do something. I'm not understanding why the government would even have to take the money. You know, it says right here, the U.S. Attorney Office reported Felton allegedly used investors' money to buy a $1.5 million residence with cash. And he allegedly purchased a $180,000 red 2007 Ferrari 599 GTB. Okay? This is ridiculous. Now, these people already have money, but instead of spending your own money on these things, they spend other people's money. Okay? $75,000 by T.I. was paid. Civil monetary penalty. Okay? And he can't do nothing and sell nothing, of assets, digital assets, for 5 years. So after 5 years, he'll go back on and he'll do it again. Or he'll get that wife of his that does anything that he says, and she'll do it. Because $75,000 wasn't anything for him to pay. And I'm sure if this man up here at the top, his friend at the top, used that money to buy Felton, to buy a Ferrari and a $1.25 million house with cash, that means T.I. made a whole lot of money as well. Okay? So $75,000 is not going back to the individuals that he stole from. So what about their money? Do they just lose their money? They should sue T.I. and these guys. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. If one of us had done that, trying to get ahead and trying to make money, I'd be sitting here in prison now. Brooklyn be in prison. I'd be Bertha's girlfriend. I be sitting over there in the corner right now, probably with my shirt tied up and my pants real pulled tight, and I be sitting up there being somebody's girlfriend because I be scared to death in prison. But I be in prison right now. You be in prison right now. But because they have money, they can just pay this fine. Because you know the average person can't pay $75,000. I'm sure he just pulled that out of his back pocket, out of his hat, and just threw it on the desk and walked away. It's crazy. And I would like to know, I'm interested to know how they found out that T.I., he admitted it, but they had to be turned on to it. The FBI had to be turned on to this cryptocurrency scheme. They had to be, and it was fraudulent. The people never got anything. It was a lie. It was a lie. They were just stealing money. You have to be careful. When you have money, and if you don't have money, if you're an average worker like I am, which most people are, don't just turn your money over. Be careful with the banks. I used to be a bank teller, and I'm going to get ready to go. This is long. I used to be a bank teller, okay? And my boss, he was the vice president of the bank. He was stealing like crazy. He would go, if you came into the bank for a loan, he didn't write it out on paper. He would go into the vault and just get a handful of cash. Sometimes he would write up a contract and he would lend you your $5,000, but he would take $20,000 out the vault. Okay? And you would be paying back $20,000, but you only got your $5,000, and he done kept the other $15,000 or $20,000 that he took out the vault. Sometimes people will come in, he just go in there and just get a wad of cash. If you wanted money, he would go in there and get a wad of cash and give it to you. Instead of going through all the process. I watched him do it. He bought a house in a nice neighborhood. Matter of fact, I lived next door to him. After I left the bank, years later, he went to prison. He got caught. He did time. I moved into a house. It was years ago in the early 2000s, the late 90s. And going into the 2000s, and he was my neighbor. It was a beautiful neighborhood, a really upscale neighborhood, and he was next door. But he had really, for him, it was a bust down because he had this great big house when he was stealing. He still had a beautiful home in a nice neighborhood, but he scaled down some because he was still stealing all that money. He was like in a mansion. This time he moved into a nice area, but he had like 3 bedrooms, where before he may have 6 bedrooms, you know? But he got caught. He went to jail. They didn't offer him the chance to pay nothing back. He went to prison. Left his family and his wife behind and went to prison. You know what I'm saying? So if you have money, you can pay a fine and go home. If you don't have money, you're behind going to jail, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to say vielen Dank. That's thank you very much in German. So vielen Dank for watching me. And you all know what I like to say. Choose. That's what? That's bye in German. You all have a wonderful Tuesday, and I'll see you all in the morning.